Okay guys, welcome again. Time for another unboxing, and this time is something rather different than the usual. Uh, it's a different brand. I don't usually do kits from this manufacturer, but it's time to take one try with it, and this is what I'm talking about. This is a bus, as you can see. It's a Renault TN6 C2, and it's from Harley. I've done some Harley kits in the past, and honestly, I don't have very good memories about them. Not about the detail or anything like that, but the final assembly doesn't give you a lot of confidence in terms of durability, maybe. I don't know. The assembly points, as far as I can remember, were, well, not the best way I can think of, so anyway, I decided to give them another try, and since it's a completely different thing, it might be of some interest. So let's get this box opened to see what we get. Well, for now I get a lot of sprues and confusion in here, so let me get rid of the box and start opening the bags as far as I can, except of course for this one. You know how it works. Clear parts, they stay in the bag. So as I was saying, as far as it concerns to detail, I like what I see. You cannot see that well because they're clear parts, but they look good, and I'm sure this is not the problem about Harley kits. You have this green one. Well, you have an example here. The front grille looks pretty nice to me. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like this. Yeah, this is definitely flash, and they still have this kind of problem. As you can see, lots of excess through the parts, so of course it will require a lot of cleaning. Now we have here a huge bag with some huge parts. As you can see, this is a bus in 1/24th scale, so you might imagine it won't be tiny. Well, this is one thing I hate. I hate to see more than one sprue inside the same bag. This tends to end with things like loose parts because they bump on each other, the sprue, so it's not rare to see parts all over the place because of this kind of packaging. So I'll start with this beige one. So if you can see, the detail here is pretty nice. This is a wooden floor, and if you watch closely, the wood is very nicely replicated here. So as you can see, Harley kits are not that bad when considering the detail, but in terms of flash, you have just to look at this. This is huge. It's not flash, of course, but the way they put the parts on the sprue are not that well, I don't have the word for now, but you know what I'm trying to say. Here the same thing, another huge gate, and this is the roof for it. If you can see, you also have details on the inside. Some enormous ejector pins here, but they are on the inside, so that's not too bad. And some more parts here. I won't be able to tell you everything because I don't really know much about buses. I guess they're pretty much the same thing as a car, but with some different parts, so I cannot tell everything. So what I was trying to say about the sprues, as you can see, these parts were supposed to be in here and the sprue just broke. So you get my meaning when I say I hate to see all the sprues in one bag only. So this is part of the chassis with the spring molded with it. This will be pretty big. I've already showed you this one. We have here the engine. It looks okay. I mean the details aren't bad on this kit. Our kits are pretty good at this, you know, in terms of detail. And this one is, well, as good as I was expecting. Some rough plastic in some parts with some weird textures. I don't know if this intended to be like this or not, but you have some parts that are pretty smooth and others that have some texture on it. But since they are engine parts, I believe they intended to be like this. Moving on, we have another bag with more than one sprue, and oh, this is something, well, terrible to say the least, because you have, this is a chain here. This is probably the bell to the cord to pull for the bus to stop at the bus stop. So it's a nice touch. It's metal, so it's really nice. But this is horrible, really. Look at this tire. It's all deformed. And why do you make this with two parts? Why not just a single tire? This is not good. This is a seat. Here you get loose parts. And I guess this is all for the interior. No, we have some rims here and some inner parts of the rim, but all the rest is interior parts. You have the seats or benches, whatever you want to call them. And same thing on this one, exactly the same parts. And you also have here a seat that it's almost loose from the sprue, but excess plastic again. Lots of it everywhere. So, as I was saying, detail is rather nice, lots and lots of parts, and it's interesting. I mean, an interesting subject. It's different. I've never built a bus before, so I'm rather curious about how it will turn out. But again, I'll say it about the tires because it's a huge step back for me, because it's rubber, it's not plastic, it's rubber. So this is, I mean, it's all deformed. I really don't know how I'm going to fix this. Maybe with some heat, I don't know, but it looks terrible. Well, anyways, this is the Renault from Harley, the bus, and hope you guys stay tuned for this. As I've done it before, if you want to leave your comment to tell me if you're interested in seeing this or not, let me know, because I cannot say exactly how long this will be. Well, definitely not as long as the bikes, because it's a more familiar ground for me than a bike, so it should be a lot quicker than the bikes. But anyways, if you're interested or not in this build, just please let me know. So let's get started with this. Until then, take care guys, and see you later.